What if the person you trust to protect your life is the one secretly taking it away? In the cold, isolated regions of Siberia, where long winters stretch endlessly and darkness falls early, a terrifying mystery haunted the city of Angarsk for years. Women were disappearing without a trace. No clear suspect, no obvious pattern, just silence and fear. At the center of this story is Popkov, a man who, on the surface, lived an ordinary life. He was a husband, a father, and most importantly, a police officer. Someone people trusted, someone people turned to for help. But behind that uniform was a secret no one could have imagined. Throughout the 1990s and early 2000s, Popkov would patrol the streets at night. He knew the roads, the shortcuts, the quiet places where no one would hear a scream. And he used that knowledge in the most horrifying way. He would approach women, often those walking alone late at night. Calm, polite, and reassuring, he offered them a ride home. In a place where safety was never guaranteed, a police officer offering help seemed like a blessing. But it was a trap. Instead of taking them home, he drove them to remote forest areas outside the city, places hidden by thick trees and endless snow. There, far from any witnesses, his true nature emerged. For years, the killings continued. The victims had little in common: different ages, different backgrounds, but they all shared one tragic detail. They trusted the wrong person. What made this case even more disturbing was how long he avoided suspicion. As a member of law enforcement, Popkov understood exactly how investigations worked. He knew how to avoid leaving evidence. He knew how to stay invisible. And perhaps most chilling of all, he sometimes even participated in investigations related to the very crimes he committed. Time passed. Cases went cold. Families were left without answers. Fear became a quiet part of everyday life in Angarsk. Then, everything changed in 2012. Advances in forensic science, particularly DNA testing, finally provided a breakthrough. Evidence collected years earlier was re-examined. This time, it pointed directly to one man. When authorities confronted Popkov, the truth began to unravel. At first, he admitted to several crimes, but as investigators dug deeper, the numbers kept growing. Dozens of victims, then more. Eventually, he confessed to over 80 murders. The scale of his crimes shocked not only Russia, but the entire world. He became known as the Werewolf of Angarsk, a name that reflected his double life. A man who appeared normal by day, but transformed into something monstrous by night. Even more disturbing was his justification. Popkov claimed he was targeting women he believed were immoral. In his mind, he wasn't committing crimes. He was delivering some kind of twisted justice. But there was nothing just about it. His actions destroyed families, shattered a community, and left a scar that would never fully heal. In 2015, he was convicted and sentenced to life in prison. But even after that, new confessions emerged, adding to the already horrifying total. The idea that someone like this could exist for so long without being caught raises a disturbing question. How many times do we place our trust in appearances, in uniforms, in authority? And how often do we ignore the possibility that evil doesn't always look the way we expect? So now, think about this. If someone like him could hide in plain sight for years, how would you recognize the danger? And more importantly, would you trust your instincts or the image someone presents to the world?